Our guest today and his fur baby have won competitions in countries like Thailand, Vietnam, South Korea, and here at home as well. So what we want to know is, how do you raise a champion dog? Let's find out. To tell us more, live with us right now is William Thio. It's a beautiful day, William.
Yes, good morning, guys, and thank you for having me. It's been a while since he's guested, so it's an honor.
Perfect.
What a good baby.
No, thanks for being here again. It's an honor having you here first and foremost, and of course, Mr. Lupin as well. We have so many questions that unfortunately you have to answer for.
Sure.
Yes,
As best as I
are
can.
you ready, Will?
Sure.
So for our viewers, you may know him. He's an artista. He's also a news anchor, TV host.
We're talking about William, right?
We're talking about
Yes,
William.
okay.
Yeah,
Not
the dog.
Lupin. Fairness in Lupin, yeah.
What else? You also do contractor. He
Yeah.
wears many hats. But today, he's a dog champion owner. So can you tell us about your journey from how you switched to all those and decided to delve into the world of dog owner, winner, I don't know what you would call
Actually,
it.
It was the very first thing. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always been interested. And it's like, since I remember, it was anything alive, anything moving. So in the beginning, it was just about having a pet dog, which my parents were not really into because they think dogs are going to ruin your furniture and all of that. So it was always in secret. Until finally, when I think I was about 8th grade. And then I started getting interested in competitions. So I used to watch, and I started with boxers, actually. That was my first breed of choice. But then after going to college, and then there's not enough room to exercise the dogs, and you're living in a small space, it was my architect who gave me my first pom. I was very successful with that. So we bred more than 30 champions all over the world and many best in show winners. So that's how it really started.
William, what inspired you to choose this breed, Pomeranians, as your breed of choice? But before anything else, I'm so distracted with Lupin's cute face.
Yes.
It
Take him
feels
first.
like he knows what's going on.
And we have now lost Mo for the rest of the
But yeah,
show.
why Pomeranians?
Well, it was given to me by my architect when I was starting as a contractor, as like a baby contractor at the time. And my first dog, Flipper, he won so many awards.
Okay.
So, and then on my first breeding, we were able to produce a very nice litter of 2, and so that was history already.
We're now showing a bit of your success here, of course, Mr. Lupin, getting the award there again, best in show in multiple competitions. But when you look at the Pomeranian, it's again for me. I asked you a while ago. Do small breeds typically do this well? And of course, you said that it came as a matter of necessity because of the small space that you had.
Yeah, that was the first, and then I stuck to it because it's easier to like travel with the small dogs, and it's a lot simpler, and the grooming is easier because if you have a big dog, you need a big car. And I think also when you travel, when you show, it's like paying for somebody else's big ticket.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny right now because at this point, you talk about the grooming, the hairstyle is much, arguably, Mo has competition. But,
I don't think I have competition. I think Lupin looks amazing.
Yeah, Lupin wins this one.
But how long does it take to train a dog for competition?
You have to start very young. So we start on the table, on stackers, and because since when you're showing a dog, the judges have to be able to go through them and open their mouth and whatever. So you have to have a good temperament because in Tagalog, hindi pwedeng mangilala yung aso. So it has to like love everybody type thing and adjust to everyone. He's actually a little bit nervous, and that was our
Hindi halata,
yeah, that was one of my big challenges when I was showing him as a puppy.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you mentioned that this is not your first rodeo, obviously. You've had multiple winners. When do you know that a pup is going to be a championship caliber?
About 6 to 8 months.
Really?
All puppies are cute. So I think as you go along, you'll know their personality. Then you'll see how their teeth develop because teeth is very important. They have to have like 6x6. So 6 incisors in between the canines. And it has, for Pomeranian, it has to be scissors. So if it goes undershot, you're not going to get anywhere no matter how nice your dog is.
That's so specific.
Yeah.
The ears have to be at, let's say if you're on a clock, it's at the 11 and 1. 10 and 2 is a big difference because it's supposed to have a fox-like expression. So if you have like the Chihuahua ears, it's not going to work.
A lot of it is very almost measurement based.
Yeah, yes.
When you look at the criteria for judging, but you mentioned the temperament as well.
Yeah.
The training involved.
Has
How
to
is
have-
that like? How is that different from, I guess, practical dog training?
Well, conformation shows is because each breed has a standard and was bred for a specific purpose. So I think you have to breed for that purpose more than anything else. So for Pomeranian, you have to move like with a strong reach and drive because they are a small version of a sled dog. So that function cannot be lost. So if you have a dog that moves with small steps or let's say stepping up high and can't cover the ground, then you lose that sense of form that it was originally bred for. So if you're a judge, it's gonna be a big difference. Like when I started judging, my first big show was in Australia. And I started judging in Australia. That's when I actually was able to see the different trends because dogs are different, the weather is different and stuff. So you have to like be a little bit more flexible with the standard. I've noticed with Pomeranians, the teeth is quite a problem in general.
So William, you've won a lot of awards already. I mean, your dogs have won a lot of awards. How do you celebrate their victories?
Well, pretty much, I really don't. I mean,
You don't?
no,
Walang cake or ano?
no,
You know those
it's
dog
You don't
more.
cakes?
reward them at all. I know. I would give them all the cakes in the world.
No treats?
Yeah, I
He's
see
like,
them
"No, I
medyo,
don't
but
think
hindi
she's
masyadong.
Parang pag ano yata, pag professional, you know,
Right.
Yeah, it
performance
becomes more like an
dogs.
athlete because
Okay.
you also have to keep that weight where if you see they're winning on a certain weight, on a certain pattern of the coat trimming, then we try to just like replicate and
Yeah. Now we've officially lost Paolo, so I will take over. Oh my God.
But
Love
since you
at first
mentioned,
sight.
they have to maintain a specific weight, let's talk about their diet. Is there a specific diet that they need to follow?
Well, yes. Number one, you need hard kibble because hard kibble keeps the teeth clean. If you feed soft food, towards the end of their life, they're gonna have like periodontal problems and stuff like that. So as much as possible, keep the kibble dry.
Okay.
When you're a puppy, when the dog is a puppy, they can have higher protein can be higher because they're growing. But as you get older, like he's already getting up there in his age, he's gonna be 4 soon. So you have to control the protein content because of the kidney. So it's just like a person.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you one last question just for this block because we're going to talk more later. How expensive is it to upkeep our baby Lupin or just any champion dogs? Because you mentioned like their teeth have to be in a specific size, their diet. So how expensive is it typically?
Well, typically a small dog isn't really expensive to keep because
Okay.
the food is it's just time consuming. So it's a lot of time. If you notice his feet, they're like cat feet. So you can't really have any nails. So when they're young, which is kind of hard, you have to start cutting really, really close. So it bleeds first until you lose the quick already. And then no matter how short you go, it's not going to bleed anymore. So it's about understanding. Well, luckily, because we've been doing pretty well, so I'm sponsored by Nature's Protection. So most of their dog food is already sponsored and some of their flights for the important shows.
What is your most memorable moment with Lupin during a competition?
Oh, actually, to be honest, I don't have one because he came at a time where I was really busy, so I never really got to see any of his dog shows except the ones in Manila. Sometimes it'll be fed and then I'd see the videos, but the Taiwan one, I wasn't really able to. Yeah.
How about your other champion dogs?
The other ones, when I was younger, my best dog, Pierce, at the time, I think it was 2007. That one, I was able to go through everything almost. Even when he made it as the country's representative to the Yukonuba World Challenge in Long Beach, California. I was able to get up to that, but he was only probably that one dog, so it was one special dog.
Was there a time when you know they surprised you with a new trick or something? Because I know you train every move that they make, every trick they make, right? But meron bang time na like when they were there na they did something and you were so surprised?
Yes, but it was more on the disappointment because he was already put in the front of the line, so he was already gonna win, and then he stopped in the middle of the ring. I don't know whether it was the travel. I wasn't so sure, but he stopped. He was given another chance at the front, and then put on second, and that was I was like praying and saying, please, if you do this, I'll never ask you to do anything else again for the rest of your life. You'd be a pet.
Yeah, because obviously it's very rigid, the whole process. So any surprises are actually a bad thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but then this whole competition life, for those not familiar, siguro, how long do dogs actually stay in competition before they retire and just enjoy life normally?
There's some breeds like Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes. I think their shelf life in the dog show is a lot longer, like 7 or 8 years. But for a Pomeranian, I think 2 years is already a long time.
2 years is
it's already a long time. So he was being shown from 2022 to 2023, and when he finished off as #1 Pom, we stopped him already. So he hasn't been shown the whole of 2024. So he's just our pet.
Yeah, well, she's shown here on It's a Beautiful Day, and we're really grateful that...
Yeah, he is his first appearance in a long time.
Really?
Last one was in
You're a
PTV.
natural, Lupin.
So
He was still young, and he was still... Yeah,
Ngayon, grizzled vet na.
look at him.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage their nerves? Not just Lupin's, but your other champion dogs. If they get nervous before competitions, how do you manage
Actually,
that?
he's the only one. The rest are all like really exuberant. Yeah, in pretty much in my experience, he's one of the very few ones that a little
Don't
bit
get
more
nervous.
docile, a little bit shaking.
So
Yeah.
nagkakaroon sila ng stage fright.
And I think naturally his genetics is it was kind of hard to bring it out completely.
I understand.
So what do you do to calm him down?
No, he will.
He
He's
just
okay
calms down
now.
by
He's
himself.
okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Okay
not
now.
enough. It's not enough for like a really top competition where he really needs to focus, and sometimes he'll lose it, and it could mean the last win. Like the ear should always be up like that. So as you've noticed when you were holding him for a while,
Yeah,
his
it's going
ears,
down.
that's not a good. I mean, in the dog show, it's not a good sign.
Yeah, all right. So for those who are really curious, we all are right here. Could we use Lupin as a bit of a model and show us just what is it that makes Lupin stand out compared to other Pomeranians?
I don't have his handler here. I just have my groomer, but would it be okay if we... Ton, pwede mong pakita yung
Lupin, are
movement
you
niya.
ready for your moment?
with the-
Go to Tita
meron.
Payo.
Here.
All right. So we're
Yeah.
going to
Tito tuloy.
Yeah.
we're going to
Here.
have the groomer come in. So
I'm gonna
Here you go.
because
Sorry,
let's just
Lupin.
see. He's a little bit but at least his movement is very good. So for a little dog, you can see he can actually move out very, very fast, and the pattern of the legs is very important.
Yeah.
He's gonna but he's again still a little bit shaky because he hasn't done this in a long time.
okay, so kailangan may practice talaga.
Yeah, kailangan may practice. So the finer things is, one of the things with Poms that's different from other breeds is their tail has to be really, really high up.
Oh,
So
I had no
really
idea.
high up here. So as you can see,
Oh, it's part of his
not,
body now.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see it wag
Why though?
because that's the thing. It has to be really, really flat.
That's
on
the
back.
international standard.
Yeah.
Oh,
What if
my
they start
gosh.
wagging it? Like,
A good one shouldn't be able to. Just a little shadow.
Wait, so how do you train that?
No,
to stop
no,
wagging?
that's genetic.
It's genetic.
It's genetic. That high tail set is genetic.
Okay. So,
So-
again, another part of this is that because it's such a, I guess, a rare genetic set, and it actually costs a lot, I'm sure. We were talking about the estimates of how much a world-class, best in show, championship-like Pomeranian is. Just as a rough estimate, how much would a championship line pup cost?
a dog with good potential, let's say good potential, should probably cost, with a good pedigree, and you can see all of the features there already, maybe around a puppy, right?
Yeah.
6, 7 months old, maybe 7 to 8,000 US dollars. I mean, that's pretty much. But this guy, when he won in Taiwan, I mean, a couple of people offered to. To
Yeah.
sort of buy him. But then we didn't have any puppies at the time, and he already turned out to be one of a kind for this particular stage in my life. So I wanted to really use him as a foundation dog. So we
Okay.
didn't entertain any
But
of
what
that.
was, if you don't mind us asking, what was the highest asking price for
25,
Mr. Lupin?
25.
Dollars?
25,000 US dollars. Wow.
Oh,
But
my
then
Lupin.
we didn't really
Entertain it.
Yeah,
Oh
entertain
my
that anymore. So
goodness.
as you can see, like a couple of things here, his feet, they're like on tiptoes. You
Yeah.
can't
Oo nga,
see
yeah.
any
Yeah.
other. You're not supposed to see the knuckle. That's also another thing that's very important.
And that's genetics too.
Yeah, that's genetics too. But then with glucosamine and chondroitin and everything, see the rear leg is like really on toast. It should be tiptoeing.
Yeah.
And
like
even
a
when moving,
ballerina.
it should still be
So
tiptoeing.
they're very demure, very
Like
mindful when they walk.
Like a ballerina dog.
Wow,
Pretty
that's
much.
incredible.
So there, his focus, he should be able to just look at his handler and just focus like that, even for a long time.
So that
Yeah,
is
yeah, like
So
that.
like that.
Yeah,
Look at
so
that.
those are some of the nuances siguro for Pomeranians and of course show competition dogs. So, you take a look at this world that you're part of. I mentioned a while ago. At what point does it actually become an investment? Because it is expensive to get started, to continue doing this, and of course traveling around the world and keeping this going because the shelf life of
It's not
show
long.
dogs is not long.
It's
Yeah.
not long, especially this breed. This breed is going to lose its teeth at 5 years old.
Teeth?
Yeah.
Ah.
Because
That's a
they're
fun thing.
small. They're small. So basically, they're small. So it doesn't last.
Yeah.
I mean, it really can't hold. Like the gum can't hold it.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. I mean, you can brush
okay.
it forever because that's what I was thinking before. Okay, if we take care of their teeth,
Yeah.
maybe it'll last you 9 months, a year longer.
Yeah.
but
It's
other
okay,
than that-
Lupin. We just talked to a doctor last week about veneers. We'll get you some veneers. My poor baby Lupin.
But the
Doggy
investment
dentist,
is really in the
doggy
puppies.
dentist.
In continuing your line, in
Yeah.
trying to stamp. Like for me, if I were going to, if I'd want something more on him, would be more neck, would be more layback, would be more
Okay.
of the head being able to come up here more.
Yeah.
So breeding him to a proper female with a better coat because he does not carry the best coat. It should be thicker. It should
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
more,
this feels a bit different, right? From when you look at normal dog owners compared to the show dog owners. The bond is obviously a bit different because at one point it feels almost professional.
Yeah.
I know.
Like a
William.
working relationship.
Yeah. So at what point you mentioned a while ago, which actually caught my ear, that you could actually after their showtime you can actually keep them as a pet.
Yeah,
right?
then you
As
can
a
just
pet.
keep them as a pet, like
Yeah.
the way people really keep them as pets.
Does your bond change when that happens? Because again, a lot of people can get emotionally attached to their dogs, their pets. So how would you describe your bond with your show dogs and of course
With a pet?
With the pet as well.
Well, with the pets, you sort of forget everything that they've already
Yeah.
won and what their purpose was at the beginning, and just give them a quality life. Let them do pretty much what they like doing. This guy's pretty easy. I mean, he's a very he's a very happy dog. So thing is, he's more used to life as a kennel dog. So as a pet, he's more.
He's getting used to it.
Yeah, he's getting used to it.
Yeah.
He's like all over the place.
What's next for you and Lupin? Are we going to see you guys? Well, you said he's semi-retired, correct?
So he's just a pet, and hopefully his new litter will be better than him.
Okay. And you're going to put them in competitions as well?
Yeah.
So this
Probably.
is not the last
Yeah.
for William Thio?
But maybe the last generation. I'm kind of wanting to slow down already because it's been a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You had a long
It's been a
ride.
long
Yeah.
time. It's been 30 years.
Yeah, and well, for our viewers who want to start doing dog competitions, do you have any advice for them before we let you and Lupin go?
Well, start off with a healthy dog. I
Yeah.
think even if you're looking for a pet, you have to start with a healthy dog because that's the most important thing. They're going to be with you for a long time. So start with a healthy dog and then continue to make them healthy. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like another thing that I'm really curious about is because a lot of people want to enter this dog show life, right? But then at the end of the day, sometimes they're so surprised by the culture, the cost, the investment that it takes, and both the time and emotion
Yes.
with regard to that. What would you say to those who are considering entering that world and competing against you?
Well, actually, you said it. You said everything too. Plus the politics. Politics is crazy. Also,
there's politics. It never ends.
Even
It's
when I was
everywhere.
starting to judge, sometimes people will message you, "Hey, it's like my dog is number one."
There is a
Suggestive politics.
there is a
Wow, even in that world,
Yeah.
you
There's a
can't
saying-
escape
No,
politics.
no.
It's
See,
crazy.
that's why I wanted to end on that because considering that everything, I mean, like politics is crazy, but even in something as menial as this,
Yeah.
you know,
I know, grabe.
There is a saying that in sports, there's more politics in sports than politics itself. Is that also
Yeah.
true in the dog show world
yes,
sometimes?
especially if you're like friends with a judge or, well, for me, when I'm judging, let's say if there's like a hairline difference, and then you know the owner of one, as opposed like maybe 2-3%. I mean that's acceptable because it's so small.
Yeah, it's menial.
Yeah, but if not, then I'd never do it because you have to promote what you're there for in any
Yeah.
case. Yeah.
It's so fascinating. This is such a
I
fascinating
learned so
world.
much,
know.
especially
Me
the
too.
genetics of the palm. Thank you so much,
Thank you also.
Lupin.
Hey.
And
Bye,
thank you,
Lupin.
Will, for coming this morning. And thank you for my early Christmas present because Lupin is now retired, so you are now coming home with me. Say bye, Lupin.
And we have lost Mo to a potential lawsuit with regards to maybe a $25,000 US Pomeranian. All joking aside, William, thank you very much for
Thank you
joining
very
us,
much.
Mr.
Also,
Lupin.
thank you, and
Thank you very much for
thank
being
you
here
for
as
allowing
well.
him to come out again. It seems like I won't be able to show him because he's even in the veterans class because he's kind of a little bit skittish. So at least
That's
guesting
okay.
here
He's
was a good
adorable.
gauge.
He's ready to
It's
nap.
adorable.
Yeah,
He's
he's
tired.
ready to take a rest as well. And so is Mo, apparently, so take a
We're
look
gonna
at
go
that.
together.